Hi, everybody. I'm on my way to take Dusty to the vet. We're trying to keep it light. Tell you why we're going in a minute. Here's Chico. Hi, Chico. We got Chico in the car, and guess what? Guess what? I took George. Let's see, George. I can't see. There's George. George, say hi. There he is. He never gets to go in the car. Very rarely, because I can't take 3 dogs places. But when we go to the vet, due to COVID, we're still not allowed inside. So I figure I'll take him for a little walk because the weather is not too hot today. It's cooling off a little bit, probably for like 2 days. And I love the cold weather, but I don't like when I can't go in the pool anymore. So that's kind of, the days of swimming are dwindling down. Even though I only swim like once every 2 weeks, I wish I could get my butt in there every day. Anyway, I got Dusty here, and here's little Dusty. Hi, honey, my little sweet boy. He's not panting because he's hot. He's panting because he's on prednisone. I hate this drug, but I've had to train my brain and research and read about it to be convinced that in some aspects, prednisone can save lives. Dusty was diagnosed 2 years ago in 2019 with hemolytic anemia. You guys can look that up. Hemolytic anemia. Or is it hemolytic? Hemo, you can look it up. It is not the kind of anemia that you can take a supplement for. It's not like, oh, I'm anemic, I take some iron, it goes away. Your body is basically killing off your own red blood cells, which means you can become extremely anemic and you can die. At the time, he had very, very, very low hematocrit levels, which is part of having hemolytic anemia. And then also, he had, I think the platelet levels were normal. Again, I have to kind of teach myself or educate myself on what's the difference between platelets and hematocrit. It's 2 different things. If you guys are if you're nursing students, if you're doctors, if you're veterinarians or vet techs, you'll understand all that. But to a lay person who understands only the basics of taking care of animals, I'm not well read on hematocrit versus platelet. I'm going to read about it. I have to. Anyway, Dusty gets every 6 months he goes to the vet for his blood work. His hematocrit levels and I believe platelet levels were normal, although I don't know if I ever had platelet levels like taken before. I know that they did them this time because I saw little bruises on his body. I saw like blotches, and they were bruises on the skin, on his belly where there's really no hair. And then also when I would comb him out, I noticed little dots on him that were like, you know, like little pinprick dots. And I thought to myself, that's not normal. I wonder if that's part of his anemia. It turned out I was right. I was 100% right. When there's bruising and stuff like that, it has to do with low platelets. I do know that with low platelets, you bruise easily and you bleed easily. Look at George. So it's very, very, very important to get platelet levels normalized, because you can literally bleed to death. So it's very important. Now, what causes low platelet levels? Several things can cause hemolytic anemia and low hematocrit and low platelets. And I believe, I'm not 100% sure if you can have, this is another thing to research. I don't know if you can have low platelet and not be anemic, because I will tell you that his hematocrit levels were totally normal, which is low hematocrit is a sign of anemia, of hemolytic anemia. This time, like I said, his hematocrit levels were normal, but the platelet levels were low. So I think you can have low platelets and not be anemic. With that being said, I'll have to ask all these things and or Google it. But if you have low platelets, you can actually have no other symptoms. You can be like energetic. You can eat normally, have normal appetite, normal energy and all that stuff. Sorry guys, someone's honking behind me for no reason because it just turned green and I'm going. I think maybe they're honking at the person in front of me. At any rate, you can, like, Dusty wasn't showing any symptoms of anything wrong at all, except for the bruising. So, and hang on, I'll be back. My God, the traffic's horrible. You guys, it's 3:50 p.m., 10 minutes to 4 p.m. I've never seen the traffic this bad. I don't know if there's an accident. I don't know what is going on, but it's absolutely crazy here. Ugh. And I'm already 20 minutes late for the appointment, but whatever. They always make me wait 2 hours, so anyway. Hold on a second. I was putting up the window just a little bit. That's all I need is George hopping out of the... I don't know if he could hop out. He's a 65-pound lab mix who's 10 years old, and it's possible he could hop out of the window. I don't know if he'd fit, but he's been known to do some crazy stuff. We'll talk about George another time. Anyway, so hemolytic anemia, low platelets, low hematocrit. I don't know how those are all connected, the platelets with the hemolytic anemia. But what I do want to say is this. The cause of hemolytic anemia and low platelets or low platelets can be caused, the worst case scenario is cancer. Have they tested him for that? I don't know. I'm going to find out today, like, out of the blood work that they've done, does that check any white blood cell signs? You know, increased white blood cell count would possibly be a sign of it. Well, they would be a sign of infection. If you have an increased white blood cell count, it can be a sign of cancer or infection. I got to find out these things. But anyway, you do not want to have low platelets or low hematocrit. So you have to watch your dog or your cat or your fellow human or yourself for signs of extreme tiredness, easy bruising, easy bleeding, all these things really got to be checked. Dusty's signs, just to let you guys know, when he had the low hematocrit, which was then diagnosed as hemolytic anemia, the signs of him having that were that he was panting a little bit more, not a lot, and not when he was at rest. It would be like when we started to take a walk, he'd start panting, right? He's panting now, but that's because he's on prednisone, and prednisone causes those symptoms. But at that time, he wasn't on any medications. So he was panting a little bit. He absolutely had no appetite. And this no appetite thing went on for 3 days. He did not want to eat anything, and I cooked for him. My dogs eat a combination of chicken and beef that I cook for them, as well as... I just remembered something I cooked for them the other day that I got to give them tonight. Don't want it to go bad. Okay, some beef. Some stew meat beef that they loved. But they like dog food too. They eat various dog foods. And they eat a combination of Caesar food. And then I shop at Aldi. They have their own brand of Caesar food that's in those little square things. But they haven't been making it lately, and the dogs are not happy about that because they really love it. I think for them it's like us having McDonald's. Even though I don't really like McDonald's, but a lot of people do. It's got some nutrients, you know, but it's kind of, I guess in a way, it's not junk food. It's like mid-grade level nutrition dog food, okay? It's not like giving them Blue or any of that really high-priced, really healthy dog food. And on a side note, I don't believe in science diet and all those prescribed foods either. I think it's a big thing full of quacks. It's a long story with that, but look up the relationship. I didn't want to go into this, but look up the relationship between... It's so loud. Someone's blowing their music, which I hate. I hate when they do that. Look up the relationship of the veterinary medicine schools and vets between them and the company of Science Diet. And I'm not sure if it's... Okay, Science Diet and then that dog food that they sell, that prescribed food that they sell at the vet, which is also made by Science Diet. I forgot what that's called. But if any of you guys ever had a prescription of dog food from your vet, it's that company. And it looks like it tastes so unappetizing. Not only does it look like it tastes unappetizing, it's very expensive. And I don't believe that there's anything great really in it. George, what do you see out there, bud? He can't wait to go out. We're going to take a little walk with him. It's going to be wild. He's such a puller. And so is this one. My two little pullers. Hey, guys. George. Look, George. Chico. It's so cute. Georgie. Hey, George. Georgie, look over here. Chico. Anyway, I was trying to take a picture. I don't know if I could. It's so funny. They weren't honking at me. If you just heard that honking, that wasn't for me. That was to get the people that are like 4 car rows in front of me to get going. How can I concentrate on driving? I can. Don't worry, guys. There's not, right in the area that I'm at right now, the traffic just thinned out big time, so we're good. Okay. So anyway, I'm a multitasker, and I am mainly paying attention to the road, everybody, just letting you know. As you can see, I'm not looking at the camera right now, and I'm also turning the air down. Okay. So anyway, Justy had no appetite. I mean, we're talking he ate nothing, not a bite, not a snack, nothing. I cooked no dog food, nothing for over 72 hours. Now, it started on a Friday, no appetite, Saturday, no appetite, Sunday, no appetite, and I thought, well, should I take him to the ER? This is long before I knew he had hemolytic anemia. He was drinking, he was peeing and pooping normally, no vomiting, so he was hydrated. So I knew it wasn't an emergency because he was hydrated. You know, a dog's not going to die after 3 days of not eating. I don't know what would happen after 4 or 5 or 6 days of not eating. I wouldn't ever go that far. But 3 days of not eating, it's not going to kill them. But they need nutrients, obviously. So he was drinking water normal, peeing normal, no vomiting, no diarrhea. So I thought, okay, it was Sunday night. He hadn't eaten in 3 days. And then I thought, I'm not going to go to the ER because it'll cost like, I don't know, $1,000 to run tests. I thought, let me go on Monday morning. So I took him Monday. And on Monday, the vet took one look at him. Of course, this is something you guys should do yourself, something I didn't even think about. Look at their gums. If you have a cat or dog that's not eating, look at their gums. If you don't see pink gums, if the gums are white and there's no color to the gums, they have anemia. And guess what? He was severely anemic. His hematocrit levels, which were supposed to be, I believe, between 60 and 100, were at an 11. I couldn't believe it. I was crying. I was so upset. So the vet said, well, I know you're really upset and we don't know what's causing this, so I just want to tell you that you have to take him immediately right now to the ER, and he has to have a blood transfusion. Like, immediately, blood transfusion. I was like, oh my God, I was freaking out. So he got the blood, he went there, and he was there for, he had to be there to get blood transfusion for 5 days, guys. 5 days. It was horrible. I mean, not horrible. They took really good care of him. But I mean, horrible for me because I was in such a panic, you know. I was so depressed and so scared because they told me that he might not survive this. They weren't sure whether he was going to survive. And they saved his life. They saved his life. So, more on that. Just got here. Got to call the vet to let him in, and I will be back. Bye. Have a great day. Say goodbye, Chico. Say goodbye, George. Say goodbye, Dusty. We'll be back. Bye, guys.